What's wrong, buddy? You okay? Is everything okay? Are you okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, no. You know what? You know what still doesn't have voice over IP functionality like Google Hangouts for iOS? Google Hangouts for Android.
You are right, sir. You're right. What is this shenanigans? What is voice over IP for Hangouts in iOS? What does it do? What does it do that's important?
If you have a Google Voice number, you can use that Google Voice number in Google Hangouts to make calls with your Google Voice number.
True.
Over your data connection.
True. Sort of. So you're not using your minutes. You're making calls with your Google Voice number. You're also receiving calls with your Google Voice number through Hangouts, not using your minutes, Google Voice, on Hangouts, a Google thing, completely Google. And hey, if it actually, even if you don't have a Google Voice number, you can still make calls from your iOS Hangouts app. You just can't receive them. You can still make calls. Just download the app. You can make calls on iOS for free, anywhere, on your data connection. That's Google. Android's Google. Guess what you can't do on Android? Nothing. We got emoticons.
Yeah.
We can't do that. What was this? November? 4 months ago? 4 months ago, and Google hasn't given us voice over IP on Android, but they can do it for Apple? Apple's a more closed-off system from Android. They're able to do it first. Why?
Why don't we have that in Google Hangouts for Android?
Not just the voice over IP of Google Voice and Android, which we should definitely have if iOS has it, or had it 4 months ago, but Google Voice text integration.
Right. Even this annoying little... I just burped while talking.
I'm using the same annoying thing.
Little workaround thing.
That doesn't always work.
No.
And it would be so simple. Like, I understand it would be difficult. It wouldn't even be difficult. They could have it, like, you know how, like, when you get an SMS in Hangouts, it has a little SMS on it? Yeah. I was originally thinking if you use your Google Voice number, you wouldn't be able to have your carrier number go to it as well. But you actually could. When it's your carrier number, it says SMS, and when it's your voice number, it just says GV. They could even put your voicemails in there from your inbox. But they don't. They don't do any of this stuff. Everybody that uses Hangouts religiously wants it. Everybody that cares about Google wants it. Everyone that uses Google Voice wants it, and they're just like, so give it to Apple? All right, guys. All right.
Now, I know they have two...
loyal fan base, but we'll give it to Apple.
I know they have two, like, separate development teams for developers developing for iOS and for Android. They're separate teams, and they're not really like... they're not like Apple. They're not like, we want it on our platform. They're just kind of like, we want our users to have it. And the iOS team has it done first, so put it out first. What's going on, Android team? They were saying something about they need to work with the carriers, but wouldn't they have already done that if they have the functionality in the iOS version?
Possibly not, though. Because Apple has special exclusions with the carrier just for the fact that it's an Apple device because they have so much pull room, which is why you won't find an Apple device with branding or bloatware.
Right.
Google, like the reason why Google isn't on Verizon is because Verizon wanted to put bloatware and branding on it, and Google is like, no. So Verizon's like, fine, we won't carry your device.
Yeah, like all the crap they did with the Galaxy Nexus.
Google doesn't have enough pull to be like, no, you're going to carry a device, where Apple does. Apple's like, you're not putting anything on it, and Verizon's like, we'll still take it. We'll still take it. Google doesn't have that pull. So Apple has all these exceptions already with the carriers where it's like they're allowed to do these things because the carriers want to sell these Apple phones because I hate to say it, they're so popular. 80% worldwide is Android, but in the United States, it's more like 60% is iPhone. Something like that. I don't know the numbers. Don't quote me.
You're just making numbers up.
I'm making numbers up. It's about that, though. It is greater percentage iPhone, or close to greater. It's a large percentage. And they have that type of poll in the United States. So they already have all these exceptions with carriers, and maybe that's why they have it first. Because I'll tell you one thing. One thing I really want is if they add the ability to Hangouts to make these voiceover calls, I hope they release a device the size of a phone, but technically it would be a tablet due to the simple fact that they don't put a cell band in it for calling. Because you wouldn't need one. And all carriers would have to support it. All carriers will have to support it because by law, LTE only devices have to be supported by all carriers, no exceptions.
Until you get to Verizon.
They finally did support Google Nexus, by the way. Update, guys. Just like a week ago.
Well, aren't there still issues?
They're still being douches about it, but they have officially announced that they now support the Nexus 7.
I think it's because they're starting to sell them.
Yeah.
I think there may still be issues if you go to one that you didn't buy from them.
If you didn't buy it from them, they're still gonna be like, oh, we can't activate that.
Yeah,
but
that
really
was
the one that they
whole
sell,
issue.
even though the one that they sell you is the same exact one.
It just doesn't have their logo on it.
Yeah, that was really the whole issue. Is they're like, what do you mean we can't put our branding and our bloatware on this shit? We don't want to sell that. When by law they have to, and there's still people who are complaining about that and still trying to push for them to have to support the one you can buy on Google Play. But that's another day, another rant. This rant is purely, where's all the Google Voice support for Android users? The loyal Google fan base, the people that are using it. How many people that are on Apple are actually using Google Voice? If they're using Google Voice, they're on Android because they're avid Google users. I mean, I'm sure there's the occasional person, but not many.
I don't think there's as many iPhone users using Google Voice. I know it's very popular for business type stuff. It's a good idea. Teklian.TV business number. Don't call us though, because we're introverts. We don't want to talk to you.
We don't answer the text us. Text us. We'll answer if you text us.
Or just use a contact form on the website. That's enough interaction.
Teklian.TV. Okay, we're done because my camera just shut off.